Hi, I've got control now. I'm just gonna mute everyone. That's it. There you go. Okay. Once again, thanks for joining this lab on implementing role-based admin in System Center 2012 Release 2 Configuration Manager. I have Nabuzo, who's going to be there to take all your calls. Leave messages in the chat room, and if he needs to draw my attention, he will let me know. This lab is going to be a quick lab, and after a few days, I'll post it on YouTube. But feel free to contact us anytime via email if you need. Now, the things that we're going to do is that we're going to start by first identifying the built-in security roles and scopes. Then we're going to use the default security roles to create a custom security role. Then we're going to add new admin users to Configuration Manager 2012. I'm going to show you that even though the users have access to the server, they don't have access to the Configuration Manager. Also, we're going to implement the role-based admin. We'll validate the proper security context after the implementation, and then we'll validate that the CM, the Configuration Manager report support roles. Okay, so I am going to start first by showing you a few configurations that we've done on this server, which is the primary site server. I must admit, we just modified some settings, so it is not from scratch. So I'm just going to show you the modifications we've done. So here is the configuration manager, and if I just show you on the device collection, we have just created a few more collections. This is collections for the APAC piece pilot PC and laptops, and also for the pilot servers. We've also got for Maya and Nala. Okay, so that is the only modification we've done on the actual collections. We've not added anything on users. We don't need to at the moment, because we're not going to do any. We're not going to show any scope modification on users. It's all going to be on use on the devices. Okay. Now, the next thing I'd like to show you is the only next modification. Okay, on the software library, we do have some applications and packages, as you can see here, but we have not added any. At the moment, they've got the default settings set up. We will be changing, getting rid of all those default settings and adding our own custom. We'll be setting up our own security scopes. What else do I need to show you? Under administration, okay, yeah, the site configuration. If I just show you the site roles, this is a primary site server. If you can just see, this is a primary site server. Okay, but under the roles, as you can see, we have added an addition reporting service point, and also we also added the fallback status point. So those are the two extra rows that have been added to this configuration manager. Okay, so now we're going to show you a couple of user accounts and groups that have been created. As you can see, we have the server EMEA admin user account, and likewise we have for the desktop EMEA admin. Okay, I've just noticed that we don't have the group set up for. Okay, let's just. The proper way, obviously, is to create a group. So let's just let me just create a group. So that is the proper way to do this. So let's do that. I'm surprised that I did not do this previously, but just quickly do that now. and we're gonna add this. So we do that for the EMEA folks. So we now have the desktop admins, and we will do the same for the server. Sorry about this. I am really embarrassed that that this wasn't configured completely. Hopefully this will be the only modification that we're going to be doing to this. Okay, so sorry about that. So like I said, we now have the EMEA admin group set up, and it has one of one user account as a member. Okay, now just to show you that even though we're logged on to this um, primary site server as the with the with the administrator account that was used to install the software, we're going to log off, and I am going to log on as the server admin. So if I log on as the server admin, so even though we're logging on with the server admin account that is a member of the server operators group, if we launch the configuration manager, it fails because that hasn't been added in the configuration manager database itself. Okay, so let's log off. And the same with the desktop admin group that we've just created. So let's log back in with the admin. Okay, so now we've logged back on to the console. So that pretty much completes us validating the actual primary site server default settings and showing you the modifications we've done. So now what we are going to do is that we are I'm just going to show you uh, the uh, the security scopes, and we will create a custom security scope for admin segmentation. So so on the so what I want to show you is that under the administration, if we go to security, administrative users, and you can see under the roles, these are the different roles that we have. The full administrator has been granted to only one user, the user account that was used to create this. It's grant all permissions in the configuration manager. And what else did I want to show you? And the security scopes we have all and the default security scopes. These are built-in scopes that cannot be deleted, and also their property. Well, not here actually. The security rows. If I just show you that the security rows, the properties here, the permissions cannot be modified. Okay. So so both the security roles and the default security roles and the default security scopes, they cannot be deleted, and the roles cannot be the permissions and the roles cannot be modified. So that pretty much covers that. Now what we are going to do is that we're going to start by creating a custom security scope for the admin segmentation. So let's do that by let's create a scope. Click on to the security scope and click on create scope. So what we're going to call this, we're going to start with the desktop admin groups, and we're going to call this EMEA desktop. Let's make this a bit okay, so that's the EMEA desktop admin scope. I'm not going to bother with putting any description, because that's pretty much shows what it is. And as you can see, at the moment, full administrators have access to it. So it's not in use, and we're going to create another one for the security for the server, for the EMEA server groups. So we're going to call this server EMEA server. Let me see what I put there. So make the two of them the same. Admin. Okay. Not gonna bother with it in the description. Click OK. So that's the security scopes created. One for the EMEA desktop admin, and one another for the EMEA server admin groups. So now we're going to add the new configuration manager administrator accounts for this admin segmentation. So what we need to do is, if we go into the administrative user, and here you just click on add user group, and we're now going to browse, and because we're going to use a group, we're going to choose the desktop, we are going to choose the group desktop EMEA admin group. Click OK, and we are just going to give them application. The security role I want to give them is the application administrator, so that uh, um, they can push applications to clients. Click OK. The default is for all system collections and all users and groups, and the default security groups, but we're going to remove all this, and we will now specify the security scope and collection to be used. So on the security scope, we're just going to take the EMEA desktop admin, and likewise for the collection, we are just going to choose the desktop Ejike EMEA pilot PCs and laptop. Okay, and now we're going to do it again, repeat it again for the servers. So we're going to choose the group. So that's the group. Click OK. Click add. Again, just the application administrator to push applications and software. And we're going to remove the default. And we are going to likewise add a new security, and we're just going to add the EMEA server admin group that we just created, scope that we created, and the collection that we're going to use, we're going to choose that they use the device Ejike EMEA pilots, Ejike EMEA pilots servers. Okay. Okay. What you can do is that you could add the some more so that you can see everything. You could add them here so that you can see collection and probably security scope. So this way you can see and make sure that you've added the correct collection and the correct scope. Okay. Okay, now with that completed, what we are now going to do is that we are now going to we're going to log off the primary site server and log on with a different admin account to verify that the configuration manager security and access for that account has been set. So let's log off. And let's log in. No. Desktop. EMEA. Now, now we're going to log on to the configuration console, and if you could recollect, previously we could not log in with the account because the account had not been given administrative rights in the database. So now that you can see, we are now logged in with the desktop admin, and straight away you notice that the if you click on the different workspaces, you can see that the actual in the preview there are limited things that the user can now actually see or will have access to. So so first, if I go to administration and actually click on the distribution point, you can see that there is not. It doesn't show that there is a distribution point, even though this is a primary site and a distribution point comes in as a default. What else do I need to show you? Also, if I go to software library and click on the application management, as you can see, the application, there's nothing there. I showed you that there were a few things on the application, and likewise there's nothing on the packages. Okay, so um, this basically verifies the access for this user. um, Also, the last thing I could show you is the access and compliance. As you can recall, on the devices, the only device collection that he can now see, or she can now see, is the Ejike EMEA Pilot PC laptops, and if you click on show members, you've already seen this. These are all the members in that fall under that category. So that pretty much covers it. Now, the next stage of this lab is to secure the data access in the configuration manager. To do this, I'm just going to show you. We're going to try and create a we're going to try and create a query based um, collection, but we will not be able to complete it because we have not been given access to it. So to do that, so let's go back onto device collection, and if I just click on create collection, because I know it's gonna fail anyway, I'm just gonna just not gonna bother typing any name. That's the device collection that is available for it. And then if we try to do the query, we're gonna call it anything again. And if we try to import the query, as you can see, there is no items available for you to choose. Okay, so that is the main thing I wanted to show here. So now we're gonna log off and log back in as the administrator to give access to that. Okay, so now we are logged on to the back onto the primary site server. Sorry, excuse me. What we are now going to do is that we're going to associate the query to the with the security scope for the desktop admin user groups and the server admin groups for the EMEA region. So on the monitoring, click on monitoring and click on queries. So on the queries, if we click on all client systems and run that, as you can see, we've got three clients, three systems that have the client software installed. Okay, so what we're going to do now is that we're going to set the security scope and we're going to add for both of them so that both the EMEA and the desktop admin groups can see this scope. I mean this query. So with that now completed, we're now going to log in as the desktop admin user, and that has now been associated with the query to import that query. So let's log off. So that's the user account. And if we do the same thing again, and if we try to import the collection now, so create a collection, device collection, and this time we're going to call it we're going to call this client desktop clients. I'm going to copy this so I don't have to do it, type it again. Desktop clients and there. Actually, sorry for all the coughing. I don't know what's up with me. And limiting collection, we are going to choose the GKMA client. Yeah, that's fine. Click next, and if we now choose the query, we will now be able to see, we are now able to import the all client systems which has been associated with that scope. Click OK, click OK, click next, click next, and there you go. So that's the EMEA desktop clients, and if we recollect, there were when we logged in with the local administrator, we were able to see um, three devices, three systems that had the client software installed. I think there were two desktop and one for the primary site server. So if we highlight it and click on show members, it should just show us two. There you go. That's the two. Okay. I don't think there is anything else that I need to point out here. Okay, so now we're going to log off and log back in as the server admin and do the same there. So sorry. I don't know what's the matter with me today. Okay, so we're logged in, and likewise, we'll be able to add create a device collection for the servers in EMEA. So we're gonna call this EMEA client systems. Copy that so that we don't type it again. Choose the limiting collection available for it. Click next. Add rule, query rule. Give it the same name. And if we import it, and there you go. Click OK, OK, next, next. Click close. And the same here, we are now going to see just one EMEA client systems, which is for the primary site server. There you go. Okay, so now what we are now going to do is we're going to assign security scopes for the applications, packages, and also for the distribution point, and also to this will provide access to the appropriate resources for the two limited configuration manager administrators. So let's do that first. For us to do that, we need to log off as the server admin and log on as the administrator. Okay, so now we're going to we'll log into the configuration manager console. And under the software library, we oh no, not application updates. Application management, applications, and these are the software that we're going to add in the. If we go to classify, so this for this we're going to add um, for the servers to have. Um, well, you know what? We're going to choose the servers for these two, and then we'll choose the so for this tool and that tool, we're going to give the server admins rights to that. So server admins, and then for the mats, go back to the classification, set scope. We're going to give the desktop admin. Yep. So that's done for the mats, and we're also going to associate packages in the so for we're going to add the PowerPoint viewer and the Word viewer. We're going to set their scopes, and we're just going to give it to the desktop admin groups. Same with Word. Okay, not sure what I got that one right. Let me just have a quick look. Yeah. Okay, so that's the security scope packages set up. Now we're gonna associate the security scope with a distribution point. So go back to administrators, distribution points, and if we just set the scope here, we're gonna add it for both of them so that both of them will have access to that. And the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to associate. So if we go back to the configuration, site configuration, and we are going to give this site, give them, associate them with that security scope. So that is complete. We've associated the distribution point, the security scope, and the security scope for the local site. So that pretty much covers it. What we're going to now just have a quick look at is we're going to just view the role-based administration reports. So if we go to monitoring, reporting, on the reports, first thing I want to point out is that we're going to see that you're going to have over 400, or I think 491 items that we can modify at any point. So if we go on the reports, so under the administrative security, if we can have a look at the activity logs, and this shows you that these security scopes were modified by the administrator, and basically this user account, these groups, or this object has been modified with this scope. So that's that's pretty much the same thing for all of them. So sorry that I'm coughing. I don't know why. So, and also, what else did I want to show you? Under the activity, the activity logs, if we also go to the administrative user security assignments, and if we run that, so that also shows you the administrative user, the date of the modification, and what was modified, as you can see here for the EMEA admin and the server EMEA admin, modified by the administrator, and they were given the application administrator roles. And this also shows you the collection and the security scope that is associated. so the modifications that were made. So that pretty much covers it. So if we also, what else do I want to show you? Okay, the security role summary. So the security role summary also again, once again, shows um, the modifications. This just shows you the summary of all the modifications that has been done. Okay. So that pretty much covers that. Okay, so now the only thing I do need to show you actually is the software distribution collection. So if I go to software distribution, so and if we click on the all collection, run that, that shows you. So that shows you all the collection reports. Um, so if I just scroll down, so there you've got the all the other modified collections that were created. And if you want to click on all servers and clients, so you got that. That shows you all three. If I go back again, scroll down to the EMEA pilot server. So for the EMEA pilot server, as you can see, it shows you more information because there are other um, systems that have the software installed that are in different regions, and that pretty much covers it. So just to recap on that. So if clicking on all collections, running all the collections, it shows you all devices, and there are the three systems that have the client software installed. Okay. Okay. So now we're going to verify that the administrative access that we have set up in the configuration manager software distribution objects have been set up appropriately. So let's log off and log on as the EMEA admin user. And if we log on to the console, so first thing I need to show you is the library. Now we now would, on the library applications, we will now see the two tools that we've given, we added in the scope to. And if we remember, in packages we did not give them anything to do to, we didn't add any packages in on the packages, so that pretty much covers it. Also for the under administration, if we go to the distribution point, we will now be able to see the local administrator and the local distribution point. And if we also, I think that's pretty much all I need to show you. And let's log off and log back in as the desktop EMEA admin user. So logging in, and likewise on on the software library application management, click on the application, and that's the Mats Microsoft Mats viewer that we gave them, that we added into the scope. And likewise on the packages we gave them the PowerPoint viewer and the Word viewer. What else do I need to show you? On the administration, the distribution point, they now have access to the local distribution point. So that pretty much covers it. Um, what I forgot to actually do was to verify the role-based administration through reports. So under reporting, as you can see, I forgot to show you that in the server, but on the reporting, you now see you've got limited reports. You've got 90, as now you only have access to 90 items. And if we go to the software distribution collection, and click on all collections, you can now see that you only now have access to these two um, reports for these collections. So if we click on the EMEA desktop collection, that shows you the two systems that have the client software installed, and likewise the all the PCs and all the PC systems in that collection. Okay, so that pretty much covers it. I don't think there's anything else I need to point out. Okay, so what the last thing that we are going to touch on is how to create the security role by copying an existing role and modifying it and saving it under as a different name, and then we'll be able to. I'm going to show you how to export it and to use the export and import features to save the custom security role. So, once again, logging in back as the local administrator. What am I doing? Okay. Okay, so we're logged in, and if we just launch the console, and go to the administration workspace and click on security, and if we click on the roles, so if we now choose one of the roles that we are going to modify, let's choose one that we're going to modify. Okay, the read-only analyst. So let me just copy this so I don't need to type it again. So we can now just right click and click copy, and we can now give it a generic name, read-only analyst EMEA, read-only EMEA analyst. So let's copy that, and as you can see, and now you can actually modify some of the settings. So say we modify this. You can now modify the permissions. Okay, and click OK. So now you can see it's now appeared as a custom role, um, and if you right click on it, you can export this role. So let's just leave it there. And likewise, you can delete that custom role. So even though it's now deleted, it's no longer here, you can also just import it. I click on that, and there you go. Oh, where is it? The custom role. There you go. Okay. Okay, so this pretty much covers this lab on the role administration. Sorry, I was coughing. I don't know, but I had the guys here to assist me. They took all your calls, and thanks for everybody. Um, Likewise, send your questions. If we can answer them, we will answer them for you. We will be posting this on YouTube so that you can review the video if you want. And good luck with setting up your systems. Have a nice day. Cheers. Bye.